educational stream. No further links, by the way.
We're in Xinjiang, a place unlike anywhere on Earth. It's home to the Uyghurs, a mostly Muslim minority who've lived here for centuries. Xinjiang has long been a pressure point where China's ethnic tensions have played out. But in the last decade, a handful of violent incidents have disturbed the region.
It's been 3 days since bloody riots broke out, pitting ethnic Uyghur Muslims against the dominant Han Chinese.
China blames this unrest on Islamic extremism and ethnic separatism. Their response? To detain over 1 million people in massive new facilities, where they're taken for so-called re-education. The government has presented these as joyful training schools where they're correcting extremist behavior, but the US Defense Department has called them concentration camps. In an effort to clamp down on information leaking out of the region, journalists have been prevented from reporting freely here. So my colleague and I travelled to Xinjiang as travel bloggers in the hopes we'd slip under the radar and get to speak with Uyghur people still living here. We snuck in with hidden cameras. Most of what we captured was filmed secretly.
Yeah. Just walking down the street, there's so many different groups of police walking along with their body armour and their shields and some pretty serious equipment.
I think I'm gonna have to be careful now.
There are checkpoints every few hundred yards. Even entering the small bazaar, your bags go through airport-type security and your bodies and faces are scanned. It's Uyghurs who are stopped, and so far, everyone we've met seems to think I'm Uyghur. Uyghur people look different to the Han Chinese, who make up over 90% of China's population. Instead, Uyghurs are ethnically Turkic Muslims with close ties to Central Asia. The world's most sophisticated surveillance technology is being implemented here with meticulous diligence. Among the hundreds of flashing lights suspended from the ceiling are rows of surveillance cameras, literally every 2 meters. I counted at least 40 just in this small room, watching over every conversation.
We are at the Urumqi train station, about to try and get out of the city. And we've decided to travel in the build-up to Chinese New Year because we figured it would help with this cunning disguise of ours. And in part because we heard that security should be a little bit more lax traveling around the region. But it does also mean that there's about 1 million people trying to get on a train.
We heard that outside the main city, Uyghurs are essentially living in open prisons, in places where surveillance is even tighter. So we took a 17-hour train ride to the ancient city of Kashgar to find out if that rang true. We splurged on a sleeper cabin, which we wound up sharing with this friendly Han Chinese woman.
你觉得这个维吾尔人怎么样的人？
我是种地的嘛，又不给他们集中，一带了对种地都是汉族在一块。
因为我听说，最近那边的传统的文化是消除的。
对，少数民族跟汉族要一样，吃啥都一样。
为什么？
就是说团结一样嘛，三同，就是说同吃同住同劳动。他闹得厉害的，闹得厉害的很的是。 国家不控制不行。
为什么？
新疆是他们国家呀，他们要干啥呀？
Channel number 1.
The first question